First off, I'd like to take a second to say congratulations for coming on an ATW bootcamp. We've put together this video for investors that will have some questions about, hey, I've been on a bootcamp and there's a couple of questions that are still hanging out there that I want answers to. So we're going to take a couple of minutes to answer some of those questions. So one of the questions that investors have is, hey, I bought this deal, now I need to document it. I need to have an invoice. Well, at the time of purchasing, you get what's called an intent to purchase document. That intent to purchase document is the actual receipt of the transaction. Now, what will happen shortly thereafter is once we close that transaction, we will also send you out an invoice of the actual purchase of the transaction. Of course, you have a scope of work as well attached to that. So if you buy a deal, remember, our 7, 14, 21, 28, 45-day closes. If you have a 45-day close, there will be some time before you get that invoice. We only send the invoice once the transaction is closed, just in case, in a very rare circumstance, that we have title issues and it does not close. So whenever your deal closes, we will send you out an invoice. So another question was, how long does the rehab take? Now remember, when you're on the boot camp, there are going to be different kinds of properties that you're going to look at. There will be some properties that will have an extensive rehab. You know, I always say they're the, smell the money houses. You guys all have been on a boot camp, so you know exactly what that means. If you're looking at a house that is a smell the money kind of house, you may have up to 8 to 10 weeks of renovation work on those kind of houses. If it's a burn house, which are rare in the ATW system, but it'll be more than that. So you want to plan your portfolio purchase around this. If you have a normal purchase though, it's normally going to be around 3 to 5 weeks time frame. And if it's more cosmetic, then you're looking at something that is 1 to 2 weeks. So again, it depends on the purchase that you buy. If you have any specification questions to that, just refer back to the scope of work that you got when you purchased the property. And if for whatever reason you don't have a scope of work, just make sure you contact your IRS agent and request one. They'll get one to you as soon as possible. So one of the questions that I most get is, okay, I've come on a boot camp, I've either purchased some properties or I haven't purchased any properties, but now I'm ready, I'm back home and now I want to purchase some properties. How do I go about doing that? Once you leave the United States, you will be assigned an IRS agent. That IRS agent's job is to be your liaison through the ATW system. One of the most key important things that they do is they send you transaction opportunities on a pretty regular basis. Now you need to be in contact with them as well. If you know I'm looking at a property, put your hand up and say I'm looking at a property, and then they'll be more than happy to overload you with potential transactions. Because of the demand that we have on our deals, it does become a circumstance where if an investor is not putting their hand up, the IRS agent, not wanting to send you transactions to look at, but just from the sheer demand that they have, may not send you a transaction on a regular basis. So you have to participate a little bit in this. But the IRS agent is going to be the key person in sending you deals. And also, because of your IRS agent, they're going to know, hey, you like mid-low deals, this is a mid-low deal, it's perfect for you. Or, you know what, you are more geared towards higher cash-on-cash numbers, you find to go to low-mid properties, so this one was not for you. So be tied to your IRS agent, work with them, and they will be able to get you deals, whether here in Texas or back home, wherever you may be. Another question that we get quite a bit is, hey, I've opened up this bank account, when does my debit card arrive? And the answer to that question is normally we get it, as in the San Antonio offices, within 3 weeks. So we've got the car within 3 weeks, and then we send it to you. Total time, about 5 weeks. Now, there could be some delays with that, but normally 5 weeks, you'll have it back at home, and we have it within 3 weeks. Of course, your IRS team member would let you know if there were any delays or any issue getting your debit card.